What is up? It's Ashley right here from Smash Cactus Media. We are the leading TikTok ads and UGC agency. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the $265,000 TikTok ads test that we did to basically gather some data on audiences. So yes, I know that may sound clickbaity, but honestly, we did actually spend $265 on 2 different audiences. So to give you a bit more context of the actual concept. So this wasn't just a direct test in terms of like we had no data, we kind of just wanted to just throw money at the wall. We basically, this come from that we actually ran ad activity, so we knew in terms of what content, in terms of what creative was working really well, and the client basically wants to scale. So that was the main thing for it. So the niche of this brand is basically an educational space. So it's all about getting people to complete registration, to get signed up, and then obviously jump on a call, really high end kind of product in terms of people do commit. So our CPA was about $30. We was coming underneath that. So now it's literally how much can we literally spend and get scale. So we ran this activity for a long time. We had multiple different campaigns running, but the one I'm going to talk about specifically is just in terms of what a lot of people talk about TikTok audiences, and there's so much stuff you'll see, but this is actually based on data. This might be relevant now. This could change, obviously, if you're watching this 2-3 months, even a year down the line. But this is kind of what we discovered from obviously running like a lot of spend in terms of at the platform and what we got back from it. So in terms of obviously with TikTok audiences. So as we all know, obviously since post iOS 14, audience across all platforms, not just obviously TikTok, but your Meta, Facebook, Instagram, even on Google nowadays, it's become a lot more inconsistent. So you can't be focusing on audiences. That's why I kind of think that gone are the days of obviously quote unquote media buying is like the be all and end all, because realistically, and I think all the platforms are going to keep going more towards this, that the platform's got so much data in terms of like from algorithm perspective. So you not necessarily need to know who your audience is, but if you can give it enough content, enough budget, I believe in terms of like if your creative's on point, hence why we spent so much here. If your creative's on point and you can literally give the platform enough spend, you kind of got to trust the algorithm to kind of do the heavy lifting, because that's what it's all about. So the way I kind of look at it is kind of thinking in terms of like so obviously back in my old agency days when I was at big agencies, these brands were spending millions in terms of running actual TV ads. And the fact was they didn't really know the targeting. Obviously, yes, today the TV ads are a little bit more, and on-demand ads are a little bit more specific in terms of your targeting. Obviously, you got more data. But back in the day when brands were spending millions on actual TV ads, they didn't really have enough data to kind of base it in terms of like audiences. So it literally was, they knew they had to put together a great ad that obviously, well, a great TV ad that actually would capture people. But then the fact is they couldn't see if it could actually convert, because there was no way to measure someone seeing a TV ad goes and buys, for example. And it's still quite similar today. So you've got to kind of think of that, and we've kind of gone backwards to kind of go forwards in terms of like in a media buy-in and in terms of ad space perspective. So that's what we kind of got to think of in terms of like audiences. You can't rely on it. You got to be just smart about it. And like I say, creative is going to be what's key, which everyone preaches about, but it's the truth in terms of you get great creative, it's great. There's no point trying to make small tweaks, which you'll find out shortly, small tweaks in terms of the platform, in terms of like these bidding strategies or like turning ads off certain time. Yes, they will work, but they're going to give you very minute advantages. Like if you're spending a little amount, maybe, but like I say, what you spend to give the platform a lot of creative. So like I say, you can scale on the platform still without having audiences. It's obvious you can still do that. We spend a lot. I know other brand owners, agency owners who spend a lot on the platform. It just becomes a lot harder to do it at scale. So this is why, and we talk a lot about it. There's probably a video on the YouTube channel. So once you watch this, go watch it. It talks about obviously building that foundation, that strategy, because once you have your strategy in place and know who your actual audience is, then it makes it a lot easier for you to attract the right customers. And what I mean by that is because it makes it easier to go away and create content that's going to be specific to that person at that specific time. That's the main thing you got to think about. And I'm not going into too much depth about it, because like I say, it's a whole different video, a whole different topic. But if you know your audience, you can create creative around that and you'll get results, simple as that. So with audiences, and this is what I say to the team and everything like that, on the platform, if we can have as little variables as possible, the better, okay? And I've been saying this for a long time now, but imagine if in your account you're running lookalike audiences a 1%, 3%, 5%, 10%, and you're running across multiple different countries, different ages, all that kind of stuff, there's so many variables there. So if you can just focus on and get rid of that variable straight away, it's simple as that. So like I say, give the platforms, like I say, specific to TikTok, but I say TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, give it great content, great budget, algorithm plus algorithm equals money, okay? It's as simple as that. I'm gonna highlight that in fact, and I'm gonna even make it bold. Yeah, give the platform great content and great budget, and I'll do the work, because people fail at one or the other. They might have great content, but their budget's not enough, so they're not getting enough conversions. So then the platform is kind of struggling to find the users, okay? Or they might be giving it a lot of budget, but not good content, okay? You gotta have both. You gotta have both, it's simple as that. Same as anything, if you have a great landing page but poor offer, it's not gonna convert. If you have a great offer but poor landing page, it might not convert again. So yeah, great content plus budget equals algorithm, equals money, okay? So with all that said, the only audience that we use now, you'd be surprised, it's broad audience, okay? And I'm going to show you the test later on, like I say, so if you watch the whole video, you're going to see exactly the results based on the spend on this, but broad audience. So again, we do custom targeting. You can do automatic targeting, which means you have no bearing in terms of the actual gender, age, anything, but we still do custom targeting because, like I say, some of our brands might be female specific, male or all, or different ages, but location, we pick the location, simple as that. Language, all, and everything else below this, obviously I'm not on the platform now, but anything else below this is left blank. So this gives you a massive audience, okay? So again, if you've got enough data built up, and like I say, even when we're testing, again, there's another video you'll see when we're testing, broad audience, okay? Like I say, you will get little wins in terms of if you do try and have a lookalike or an upload from TikTok, you will get these wins here, but it's not consistent. And for us, we're all about finding systems that we can plug and play and obviously get our brands that we're working with the best results possible, okay? So don't worry about these finicky little tweaks here and there. You don't need to worry about that, okay? Focus on the bigger thing, the bigger picture. Put all the effort into your creative rather than trying to find the next hack that's going to make you basically 10x. It's not going to work, okay? So that's how we do it. So why? Like I say, broad audience gives you maximum audience size, okay? You can't go any wider than that. If you've given TikTok so much reach, it helps, okay? And the fact is, what will happen is, if you do all the heavy lifting in your creatives, like I say, spend so much time on that, whether you're a brand owner, get someone who's working your creative, your agency, get people who create strategy, a creative director, get them focusing on creatives. Because the fact is, if you've got great creatives and a broad audience, you get cheap CPM. So again, I'm not necessarily talking about conversion right now, but if you can know you can reach an audience cheaper than trying to whittle it down, you're going to win, okay? Because the fact is, like, in the past, if ads were not working, and we was the same in terms of this when we used to run a lot of Facebook ads as well, if ads were not working, we kind of blame it on the audience, or we blame it on the bidding or something along the lines of that. But realistically, don't focus on that. If your ad's not working, look at your video, okay? Look at your creative, whether it's video, static, whatever. Look if your hook rate's good, look if your hold rate's good. Look where people are falling off, okay? Make iterations based on that. Don't think, okay, my ad's not working, they change the audience. Don't do that. Not needed, okay? So, with that being said, the $265,000, $472.42 test, okay? We spent on the platform. That's what we spent for this client here. So, and again, like this here, this is basically audience. So, not got it in here, but audience A, that we'll call this one, is a broad audience. Audience B is a lookalike audience. And the reason why we did this is because we wanted to test this, and the client wanted to see if we could spend on lookalike audience, because obviously it was getting a lot of completed registrations. So we thought, okay, let's spend some money on that and see if we get some spend behind it, which we got spend behind it. But again, if you look here, both these ad groups had the same content in. So this was content we knew was working, that we put content in, we spent money on it, and it's working. But you look here straight away. Okay, spent more, low CPCs, higher, okay? CPMs, $3 cheaper, and we still spent 8 times more. Okay, obviously impressions more. Click-through rate, higher. The difference was like 77 cents within the CPA, okay? That doesn't bother me. If I can spend 8 times more and get that, that's totally fine, okay? Because what we was able to do was either spending $1,000 plus a day on that, hence why you see the spend different, because we had to kind of throttle this, because you can see here, for example, this is kind of screenshots took from the platform a period of time. So what you can see here is This is the same account. See, there's nothing here. This is basically broad audience, lookalike audience, drop off. I think there we had to pause activity because there was something wrong with the website. So, but you can see here, for example, the broad audience, it was consistent throughout. The blue is the CPA. So you can see, for example, it was always below, like there's a few days, obviously, yes, where it's a bit volatile, but obviously it was always around that $30 mark, which was, like I say, our cost per registration, which was our goal. Then when you look at the lookalike audience, again, obviously excluding this here, it was so volatile. It was getting days where it was at 60, was at 50, 45. I mean, there was a lot of spikes here, and was having in the actual ad account, we actually have to do more maneuvering in terms of more work. And don't get me wrong, like I say, we're in the ad accounts every day, but the fact that this was like playing up so much, it didn't allow us to spend. So some days, for example, the broad audience was spending easily $1,300 a day. Lookalike audience was struggling at $400 a day. That kind of gives you an idea in terms of where the struggle was. So the broad was literally just smooth sailing. You can leave that to run, make a few tweaks here and there, but you know you're going to get consistency because, like I say, you're giving it great creative, great budget, it works well. Lookalike, obviously, was throttling somewhere along the lines, hence why it was getting these scary kind of numbers. And again, if you even look at the CPM's up to like $60 here. Because, like I say, it was, sorry, the side here, I'm looking at the wrong side, that's the CPM. CPM, like I say, was up to like 30 some days. So it was just really weird how it was kind of just playing up in terms of from that. So this here is obviously just a period of, like I say, July time. Like I say, we ran this campaign for, I think it was like 5 months in total, but that's one to give you an idea in terms of how that kind of looked from an audience perspective. But sum that all up, like I say, this is the overall spend, like I say, over the whole activity for this. The broad audience, won to a degree, okay? Ad spend 8 times more. CPMs, $3.33 cheaper. CTA, so CTR was a little bit higher, not the be all and end all. CPA was less, but like I say, $1 here or there, we're spending, like I say, 8 times more. We'll take that all day long. So to conclude, nothing over slides. To conclude, like I say, feel free, test audiences, let me know how you get on with them. But like I say, if you want to make your life easier and get more scale and spend more on TikTok, focus your efforts on your content. That's the kind of be all and end all of this. Audiences are great, but like I say, don't focus too much on that, okay? So hope you enjoyed that. If you like this, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, drop a comment below. If you want us to audit and give you a strategy call in terms of showing you how you can get great results with TikTok ads and great UGC work right now, you can go ahead and book a strategy call with us where we'll kind of run through, if you're already running activity on the platform, we'll kind of run through and kind of put together a strategy in terms of showing you what we could do or what you can go ahead and do in terms of your campaigns to get better results from that. Or if you want us to kind of run it for you, we're more than happy to get you great results as well, like I say, in terms of getting great spend, getting great results and scaling on the platform. So I hope you find this useful. You'll see another video on here, around here, that you can click to watch some more content related to TikTok UGCs. Hope you enjoyed this. I look forward to speaking to you very soon.